So we're gonna learn how to squat today. So first I would go through my dynamic warm-ups, all that stuff with the upper body, because a lot of what has to do with the upper body directly coordinates with the lower body. And to be able to get your hips ready for squatting, the squat is much like the entire part of the most important movement, besides the deadlift. But I would say probably the squat is going to be the hardest to get. So you're going to want to mobilize your shoulders. You're going to want to mobilize your hips, your back. If you have any ankle limitations, that's going to be something to definitely work on. One thing that really helps my hips is doing this banded type of stretch, and where I would maybe sit here for like 2 minutes or so on each side and just kind of work out the problem areas, the areas that might be super tight. Obviously switch to the other side, and we're going to notice is your hip flexors, which are in the front, right where the before the abs connect, but not quite your quads. Those little muscles right there, those are called your hip flexors. And you have your TFL and your glutes and everything, and all that junk that gets tight by sitting, by standing for too long. The solution, in my opinion, would be to constantly do this kind of mobility work and constantly do stretches that aren't going to be like from the normal type of stretch that you would normally do, because that doesn't really do much. Doing things with the band like this, just kind of working out issues, getting into the positions that you would be in or that you're trying to improve on. That's going to really help, because the band is going to help get rid of the joint distraction, is what Kelly Starrett talks about. He wrote a book called The Supple Leopard, and that book is insanely good. Highly recommend it. But all of these various mobility things that I've learned over the years is going to improve lifts and not just improve them, but make it pain-free, because a lot of people can't really squat pain-free. They can't really get into all these positions without pain, and it's kind of a problem. So hopefully, the videos that I do might, hopefully, the goal at least is to help those people and help people that want to learn how to do all the compound lifts safely. I just wrote a program recently. It's called the 10-week beginner strength program, and I just wrote this out from using a variety of popular people like Jim Wendler, not just Jim Wendler, he's more of the intermediate side of lifting, but what's his name, fucking Practical Strength Programming? Who wrote that? Fuck. I don't have the name off the top of my head, but basically it's the number one strength programming book. I read that. It's really good. Starting strength. That's what the program is called. So it's kind of like starting strength, but it uses different phases. The program that I wrote out is teaching someone how to squat, deadlift, bench, eventually, and overhead press, do the pull-ups and stuff, with using assistance exercises to start off, and doing all these mobility stuff. That's going to help prime someone to eventually be able to safely and effectively and hopefully comfortably get into a squat position like this and be able to improve their strength, improve their life, everything, feeling better. That's the goal. So I wrote this program to not only teach someone who doesn't know how to do the compound lifts, but to slowly introduce them based on the practical strength programming principles. Because I ran that program for quite a while, and I've done the Jim Wendler thing for quite a while, but the Jim Wendler program is not for a beginner. That is a periodized, percentage-based program based on someone who's been lifting for quite a while, and once they hit a plateau. So my program that I just wrote is completely linear, but it's linear in a different way. I don't know how to explain it without showing the whole program, but basically, like, you would be doing leg press if you can't do squats. Leg press is totally fine. Working on a certain rep scheme and set scheme each week to be able to squat the bar, be able to squat a plate, and so on, and adding 10 pounds to lower body lifts every week. That's after the prerequisite phase. So there's like 2 weeks of basically kind of training for the movements, because not everyone can just go and start squatting like right away. So that's what this program is about. It's pretty much to help someone who has not touched compound lifts before, or maybe they're not making progress at all on the compound lifts. This would be a type of program to run. How to squat in the correct way. There's not really a correct way, but there's definitely a better way to do it. Like, a lot of people, they think that you can't go like over your toes. That is not exactly like accurate. You can go over your toes, but it shouldn't look like this. It definitely should not look like that. It should be where you're unlocking your hips, and having your scapula retracted and just squatting straight down. Having your knees slightly out, but you're gonna have to find that right sweet spot for you. Everyone is so different, so some people might like low bar. I like high bar personally, but that's just me. Some people might like something in between. But yeah, lifting is definitely a groove. As long as your spine is neutral and your shoulders, pretty much all the time, your shoulders are in external rotation. So internal rotation would be like this. You don't want that on a bench press. You want external rotation on a bench press. You want it to be having your shoulders down and scapula retracted, if that makes sense. I'm obviously not a lifting coach, but I do have quite a bit of knowledge on programming and actually like making progress. So besides doing abs every day, that's just something that I like to do. I highly don't recommend doing abs every day, but I read something that Frank Zane said, and he said that he was doing abs every fucking day, like what do you say, something like 100 or I'm pretty sure it was 1,000 reps, 1,000 reps of abs, like every day or every workout. Um, I kind of think he's onto something. So I don't know. Maybe that is something to think about when building like really deep cut abs, and that's probably why I have seen an improvement of my abs recently. Not exactly right now, but my abs are looking fucking sick most of the time. And that's kind of what I like to see, because that's how I feel good. I don't really feel good looking kind of puffy. Like I don't like feeling like lethargic. My body's like super weird, so I don't know. I'm just rambling. A good thing to have would be. Wait, is this recording? I think it is. Probably, yeah. Would be lacrosse balls. So we want to do quite frequently is basically just finding all the pain points, and there's no wrong way of using a lacrosse ball. You want to find all the pain points in your body, which on my body it's pretty much everywhere. So I gotta do this shit like all the time. Like I would say at least 20 minutes a day, preferably 30 if you have time, or just split it up. Where you're just finding those spots that are bound up with nerves, basically, and you're unwinding those nerves. You're breaking it up. You're breaking up the tissues. And so this would be what's called soft tissue work. Soft tissue work is something that I didn't do for a long time, and I definitely felt it. It's not fun when you're just like constantly uncomfortable or constantly like in pain, on certain or pretty much every single thing that you do. Like that's no way to live. And a lot of people go to a chiropractor and then they go to a physical therapist, which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a lot of things you can do with a lacrosse ball and some bands. By the way, if you want to check out any of the products I'm using, like the bands or the lacrosse balls, also the shoes that I'm wearing, these are the Innovate shoes, and I really like them. You can check that out on my blog post, link in the description. I really think that like lacrosse balls, and then there's also I think there's a larger ball that I sometimes use for my glutes, and I just basically just fucking grind that shit out on the floor, obviously, but getting rid of all of those pains at least as much as you can. This is pretty much like the same thing that a physical therapist would do. Now, I'm not a chiropractor, but I have family members that like a chiropractor has permanently messed them up. So I was always afraid to go to a chiropractor. So I definitely don't want to be permanently messed up, like when you have a spine disc out of place, or like an L4 or an L5 like out of place. That would not be fun at all. So I don't believe in chiropractors, and that's why. But what I do believe in is lots of mobility. Even if you don't have bands, you can just grab like a straight stick or something like that, and going back and forth. This doesn't happen like in one day where you can go all the way back here, but you can at least get a little bit more each day. As long as you're improving a little bit more each day, you're going to see a whole lot of reduction in pain, and that's going to be obviously like nobody wants to live in pain. I sure don't. So these things, doing squats the right way. If you want to check out my blog, go ahead and click the link in the description or go to packstory.com. That's where I have everything that I'm associated with, including OnlyFans and all of the content and blogs, articles, things that I do. And the program is also on the front page, as well as one of the books that I wrote, well, guidebook, not really a book, but that is also a work in progress. So gonna be writing probably more intermediate to advanced programs for like bodybuilding or powerlifting. That's kind of what I have the most experience in. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.